Hey, what is going on? Happy Monday, and welcome to all this craziness. Why is my camera all jacked up?
Because it's got your face on it.
We're gonna start out coming out the gate with
Here we
gunslinger.
go.
Boom! Someone dropped that mic for her. That was brilliant.
Wow, it's gonna be like that.
Your background's looking awful red this morning.
Man, that was a softball. That was so easy. They won
All right. I see how we're gonna play.
That's how we're gonna start the morning off, right there.
Yeah, man, I can tell you, Keith and I busted our ass this weekend. We took down 12 or 13 trees, did not take out any houses or any structure or people. It was pretty impressive, the amount of work we did and not killing anybody.
Yeah, the fact that we took down some trees that were taller than some of the buildings we were working around and some of the other trees and actually didn't break anything, which is
one tree, I promise you, Keith and I literally drug down. It was in a really dangerous spot, freaking massive tree. Like I got a 14-inch chainsaw and it wouldn't cut through the damn thing. So luckily Scott was there with his big ass chainsaw, but it started going. Keith and I were so nervous. He wasn't even finished with the cut, and we yanked. And this tree was 35, 40 feet in the air. It was a massive tree. And we were just so worried about it, how Keith and I just laid back into the damn thing.
As soon as I said go, I just leaned back, dug my heels in, and started going backwards. And the two of us yanked that entire tree over by ourselves. It was leaning the wrong way, like it was going to go onto his mother-in-law's house or the garden or something it wasn't supposed to go on. So that one made me probably the most nervous. But
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
There was a gun show out there that day.
We just use Keith as the anchor. I mean,
that's right. Right. When you get 222 plus pounds going backwards, what I said 222 plus. It can mean anything above 222. If it works for women, it could work for guys, right?
That's right.
Wow. So that's how they do plus size clothing now. Is they just the plus is just anything above?
Yeah, plus size. It's a plus size. From 1XL to 2XL to plus size. Guys can wear a 2XL and get away with it, right? Because you're big jack guys and stuff. But once you get a 3XL, it's plus size.
Do you pay more for the extra pluses symbols in there? Is it by the number of symbols?
Yeah,
when you get the yard of fabric, right?
When you get to the certain XL size, like at the bottom it says 3XL and 4XL are $5 or more per shirt. Like that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's an extra yard or 4 of freaking fabric. I mean,
oh good lord.
So,
I got beat up a little bit, but not nearly as bad as Donnie did the other week. I should have learned from him and wore long sleeves, but I'm too stupid to follow instructions.
Well, the other sketch thing was, as I've got a little 1-lane bridge you got to go over to get back to my farm. Well, Scott, our oldest brother, had rented a automatic lift so you could drive around the yard, get up, cut the trees down.
But this automatic lift, like I had this cherry picker thing that he had set in mind. That cherry picker could hold 12 adults. Like this thing was giant, right? And it weighed 18,000 pounds.
And Scott's driving a Ford F-350, and this thing is 3,000 pounds over the weight it's supposed to be able to pull. Yeah. On a flatbed trailer.
We pulled it from one farm to the other, and Donnie's got this giant hill. I mean, this hill is so large coming off his property that when we had an ice storm earlier this year, we had to slide hay down the hill to get to his boats because he couldn't get out. That's how tall this hill is, and we're coming down. And I'm like, I took my seatbelt off, and my niece was in the back seat. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "In case I need to bail out that window, I don't need to do my seatbelt."
Now, notice you didn't say in case you need to bail out the window.
Me.
Not about her whatsoever.
Me. Right. Everybody else is screwed.
There's Melissa. She's in the clothing industry.
Oh, there you go.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
That's awesome. Well, Keith, this is you. So for people who are new or just checking us out, we bring on a mystery guest each month, and one of us knows who it is. 3 of us have no clue. And Keith, this is your guest this week.
Yeah, listen, I'm excited about the mystery guest this morning because we're going to talk about some recipes and drink recipes here in a minute. So I thought I would invite somebody that probably has some of the coolest recipes on the planet and is more passionate about it than I am. We don't always see eye to eye.
Oh God, I already know who it is.
But we've become friends in the last 6 months, and I can't wait to watch this guy chop it up with us live on air. So,
Bernie, do you have any clue who it is?
No clue whatsoever.
Donnie knows who it is.
Yeah, I know. Stevie, you know who it is?
I think so.
Who is it?
All right.
What am I supposed to say? We did say last time. We just let them come on.
Yeah, you can take a guess. Good morning, guys. Right. Welcome.
You can
Chad King.
King, yeah. Okay.
Come on, Chad.
All right. Well, that's like fire the camera up now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's
up, brother man?
What's up? Morning.
Morning.
Guys, now it's dangerous. Now, if we do talk bourbon, now we got Mr. Very
we're going to start calling him Mr. Worldwide.
I only promise if we're talking about it but not drinking it, then I think we got an issue. So
well, I got one funny story for Chad on Friday night that was fucking hilarious. So a bunch of us drive all the way out to Dallas, about an hour and a half drive to go to this happy hour. And this was the most bizarre happy hour event I've ever been to. We walk up and the whole group is sitting in a tight circle with chairs. There's no way to go in a network and talk to people. I mean, it was insane. You could not. Finally, Jessica just walked around and found a spot and she sat down. But the funny moment was Chad, I looked at all the guys. I'm like, all right, we know everybody. I'm like, Chad, guys, go talk to people. So Chad goes in and sits right by the gal who puts on the entire event, right? And he sits right next to her and goes, hi, I'm Chad. She goes, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I'm leaving. She gets up and leaves, and 6 or 7 people follow her. So there's Chad just sitting there by himself.
Chad, did you not take a shower that day, bud? What up?
Brush your teeth? What the hell?
I don't usually turn people off that fast. It was weird.
Yeah. Usually takes them at least 2 or 3 minutes.
A couple sentences.
Chad, introduce yourself really quick so everybody knows who you are.
Hey, y'all. Good morning. I'm Chad King. I'm the vice president of Ioka Systems. We build some pretty cool custom software.
Awesome. So we are gonna get started. Chad, play along with us. We got all kinds of craziness happening.
Look at that fancy slide work.
That was legit. Although now I'm not only thirsty for bourbon, I'm also hungry for a cheeseburger.
Right? I feel like I need some Burger King.
So
burgers and bourbon.
Hey, listen, before we start with the recipes, I gotta say, Chad on Facebook last night cooked this rack of ribs, and it was probably the most beautiful rack of ribs I've seen in my life.
Only men can get almost turned on by a picture.
No, it wasn't turned on. I was fully aroused.
You just ruined those ribs for me, man.
You have no idea what I did with that picture of ribs last night.
Wow. Holy Lord.
I definitely need more bourbon for this conversation.
Holy heck.
Chad, I'll just say that they looked good. I won't go that far. They looked really tasty.
Way to keep it on the level.
They were good. They were. I'm sorry. I can't be humble here. They were really good.
So, for y'all that don't know, Chad is the connoisseur of everything barbecue and bourbon. This dude's got more useless knowledge than any other person on the subject that I've ever run
Unless
across.
you also care about those things, then it's not so useless.
Like I said, useless. I just want to do
it. We were at Chad's office 3 weeks ago, and the guy's got 70 plus bottles of bourbon in his office, not his home, his office, right? And I start looking at these bottles, and I'm like, these are not just everyday bottles you find on a shelf. These are what I would consider in some cases unicorns that you can't find. And it was unbelievable. One of the coolest things. I'm like, I want it. And he did. He poured me a couple that were. Yeah, he did pour me a couple that were out of this world. So that was awesome.
Well, who wants to kick this off? We're gonna talk about some of our favorite recipes, some of our favorite cooks, some of our favorite drinks, and the likes.
Well, since we're talking about bourbon, I'll start with my favorite bourbon recipe. You guys will all love this. You take a glass, you put in an ice cube, you pour in bourbon.
Bourbon. I knew that was coming.
Most of the time, you don't pour the ice cube in until later to see if it actually needs it or not, and drink it neat. You're welcome.
There you go. It's great.
I'll say the first time someone taught me the drop of water in a glass of scotch was pretty freaking potent. That was pretty rad. I didn't realize just simply adding just a splash of water can have that much impact on scotch.
It's huge. Not a splash, a drop or two.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time.
I dig that with scotch. I rarely like it with bourbon. I'll try it, and the change is for real. But I don't usually like the change with water and bourbon. With scotch, it's a different story.
The Chad King super fan has arrived.
Yes.
So I tell people that water is to bourbon and scotch as air is to wine. It will open it up a little bit. It'll change the flavor profile, but it seems the more and more I drink, the less and less water I'll ever use.
Well, and even the style of ice cubes will change a drink as well. You know, from the spheres to the squares to even the little tiny ones. It's pretty wild.
Well, now the chase is on to get clear ice.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
To try and get clear ice is like a mythical thing. It's very difficult.
I saw a TikTok. I didn't know that was a thing. There was literally this dude had this huge cooler device. All he was doing was making square clear ice.
Clear ice.
And,
It's hard. That's the best way, is to make a big block and then cut out your cubes.
So,
but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Can we just open a bottle and drink already?
Well, that's why I drink meat.
So
recipe. I'm with Keith. Let's just open the bottle, get a glass, pour some in it, and drink.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, and that's what 90% of what I do. It's whiskey neat almost all the time, but I do make cocktails for my wife and daughters. So I do have a couple of recipes.
Okay.
One that they love. It's a daiquiri of sorts, but I make some ginger syrup. And then the recipe after I make the ginger syrup is just I cut up ginger, boil it with a cup of water, cup of sugar, boil it down, strain out the ginger, and then you got ginger syrup. And so the recipe is an ounce of that, 2 ounces of good rum, a fresh squeezed lime.
Y'all see him look at me when he said good rum.
He said good rum.
Good rum and orange bitters. And then you serve that over the rocks. And it is delicious. It's not something I drink very often because I just don't drink sweet drinks, but it is really good.
Did you guys notice in the comments is that somebody commented on one of us on this screen published a cookbook, and someone just shouted out that cookbook on screen. You guys guess which one of the 5 of us published a cookbook?
Here is the shout out
from the Badass Cookbook.
That's taking it back. How many years ago was that, Donnie?
I don't even remember.
That's been a minute.
Yeah,
it's been a minute.
So, when I bartended, one of the best ways to make a lot of money when you're bartending is come up with your own signature drink. And you create a drink that only you can make, and none of the other bartenders get the recipe for. So people have to come back to you for it, but they're talking through the club. And you hope that the other bartenders get pissed off at you because people kept coming up and asking for a drink, right? Because you do a good one. So my favorite one was called Kiss Your Ass Goodbye. I would not serve more than 2 in a night to anybody. So get ready. It's 1 ounce of vodka, 1 ounce of gin, 1 ounce of tequila, 1 ounce of Bacardi 151, 1 ounce of triple sec, 3 ounces of razzmatazz, 2 ounces of 35% blue curacao. You literally take all the clears, put them in a shaker with ice, put the blue curacao in, shake the shit out of it. You pour that into a pint glass, fill it to the top. You sink razzmatazz. You then float 151. You light it, drop a straw in it, and you have to finish it through a straw.
Wow.
It is so.
I feel like I'm getting just listening to it.
Oh, there's my other one was done in a martini glass. It's almost all the same liquors, but you float and layer them all the way up, and it was called a thermonuclear meltdown. So that one just took longer to prepare. But dude, I'm telling you, the people would come all around just to watch their friends drink this drink. And it was a blast because I made so much money off people going, I bet you can't finish that. Well, let's find out.
Let's find out. Yeah.
Never ask a Marine to drink. Come on. Come on. Nobody can drink us under the table.
Yeah, I'll take
Yeah.
3 my ass.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
The hard part is you drink it through the straw. So what happens is you get that razzmatazz at the bottom before all the bitterness of all the other alcohols,
So
get
you get all
in
that
there.
flavor built up in there.
And then it nukes you
Yeah.
at the end with the 151 on top.
151, yeah.
And that's what the final kick in the ass is.
I would call that a reverse razzmatazz.
No, we call it a kiss your ass goodnight for a good reason.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Dude.
When I was in college, we used to do Long Island iced teas and then chase those with mind erasers. And we could get through 2 rounds of that. And
Wait, what's a mind eraser?
I couldn't even tell you anymore.
God, I used to make
It did its
Erased
job.
his mind, which means the recipe was erased from his mind.
Now, if you pissed a bartender off, they would give you a cement mixer. Now, a cement mixer is you take pickle juice, put it in a shot glass, and then you just pour cream over the top. What happens is as soon as it gets in your mouth, it curdles.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's fucking disgusting.
Yikes.
It's fucking
gross.
disgusting. Yeah.
Ooh, that's rough. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Terrible. That's
So,
terrible. So at
um,
Fleetwood, we have a signature Fleetwood cocktail, and we call it pumpkin juice. But if you take Fireball and mix it with pineapple juice, it tastes like pumpkin pie.
Oh,
Interesting.
I'm gonna have to try that.
You should. It's
No.
delicious. We have it every cast party, and we buy it by the big.
Okay, if you like Fireball, try the Jack Daniel's cinnamon whiskey. It's better and less deadly chemicals in it.
True statement. True statement.
Okay, so Fireball, we just lost that sponsor.
Sorry.
Smoker's cough. Oh,
Jaeger
mayo.
mayo.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
That
I
just-
should do a
that-
whole
that-
segment of get the host to react.
Yeah, that
man.
just happened.
Wow.
Holy shit! Oh, I'm trying that one, Stevie Don.
So one of the dumbest things we did, Keith and I have a Renaissance fair this weekend we're going to. But one of the first Renaissance fair we went to, we were all in our young 20s, and I drove in from all over to go down to Houston to go through this. And we knew there was a lot of people that didn't have a whole lot of money. So me and my buddy Joe get this wild idea. We were going to make alien secretions. And alien secretion is just Midori, pineapple juice, and Malibu, right? It's a really, really sweet fruity drink.
Men
right?
obviously come up with these names, is all
Right.
I'm saying.
So you're welcome. So we go get a bottle of Midori, bottle of Malibu, and I'm like, it's not going to be strong enough. So I get a bottle of 151, and we fill an Igloo cooler, one of those 5-gallon Igloo orange coolers, to the top with this thing. And that the plan was we put ice in it, it would last the whole weekend. It didn't make it past Friday night. And dude, there was people that got lost trying to get back to tents. I woke up in a puddle with a tent collapsed on top of me. It was not a good plan.
I won't ask
Sounds
what.
like a normal fare.
So it was a pretty crazy time. One secret hack, if you ever get around people who don't know how to cook steak, well, the biggest thing is don't eat the fucking steak. But I've been to houses, and oftentimes if people are going to do steak dinners, I will bring my own steak topper. And you literally just take tomatoes, garlic, basil, and a little bit of salt, and you mix it all up with olive oil. And you let it cool and chill. And it's what they put on bruschetta most times. But if you put that on top of a steak, it completely changes the dynamic. It is fucking amazing. And I've done that several times when buddies of mine were like, hey, we're going to do steaks for dinner. You want to come over? Well, if I have to, I'll be there. And then, I'll bring my own topper. And then everybody freaks out over the topper because it's amazing. A lot of people give me, shit all the time. They're like, you don't put anything on steak. Fuck off. It's my steak. I'll do whatever I want. But putting that topper, just tomatoes, garlic, fresh basil, a little bit of olive oil and salt, and it's fucking amazing.
See, Chad likes sauce. Chad likes like a ton of sauce all over his barbecue.
Well, I'm curious about everybody. Are you guys sauce or no sauce on barbecue?
Sauce.
I'm a sauce guy. Chad's a no sauce guy.
No, wait. No, look, I appreciate a good barbecue sauce. I just think if the meat needs sauce, you failed.
So, Matt,
But
this is what I
if you
love
have a
about
good-
Chad. Chad is black and white, period, on any topic, right? There's no bend. It's like my way is the way, period.
we had this conversation a few weeks ago, and I said, "But if you have the sauce, a great sauce, use it on the sides."
Yeah, no,
Right?
no, no. Seriously,
I put good
I
sauce
like
on
good
my
sauce,
baked
right?
potato.
And I don't care if somebody
French
wants to put
fries,
sauce on their
baked potato,
meat.
all that.
Yep.
What bothers me is if you go somewhere and the place puts sauce on the meat for me. I'm like,
Yes,
no,
I want to try. I want to try the
On
meat.
the side.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't like barbecue sauce on sausage at all. But it's hard for me to find a good barbecue sauce. I make my own, which is pretty freaking amazing.
I don't like barbecue sauce on chicken. Like I'd rather dunk my chicken into the barbecue sauce because chicken tends to get so dry 9
If I
times out
do
of 10 when you go
sauce
somewhere.
on chicken, I want Alabama white sauce.
That
is
is
the
good
best
stuff.
sauce in the freaking world. My favorite. Any other recipes?
Yeah, I mean, I'll share my 5 alarm venison 3 meat chili. I do a pound of ground venison, pound of ground beef, a pound of venison backstrap, and then a pound of semi-cooked bacon all together, and then just all the spices you can fit in there: chili powder, black pepper, red pepper flakes, turmeric, cumin, salt, garlic powder, onion powder. Fucking outstanding.
Love it.
All right, brother.
Beans or no beans?
Oh, beans. Gotta have some beans.
Oh, you
Gotta
fucking
have some
ruined
beans.
it.
Gotta have some beans.
Fucking, you can't put beans in chili.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm with you, Bernie. I'm a bean guy, and in
beans.
Texas, it's called sacrilegious. However,
no. In the entire world, if you're in the world championships of chili, you do not put beans.
chili
in chili.
is from Mexico. It originated with beans in it in the first place. So
No, you're
get
full of
off
shit.
that.
No, you're describing meat soup now.
Yes. You just made a stew. Freaking holy hell.
Oh my god.
Freaking beans and chili. All right, Chad. So this is our chance to heckle and abuse you and give you a hard time and give you a little bit of the spotlight. So why the hell do you give so much shit about bourbon in general? I've never met anybody who's more passionate, more knowledge. You were like on a walking Encyclopedia Britannica on freaking bourbon. Why?
Man, I was a hardcore beer guy. And when I went keto, I had to obviously cut out the beer. And I was a casual whiskey drinker before that. But after that's when I went off the deep end. And part of it is I love it. I just truly appreciate it. And, so obviously I'm into barbecue, I'm into bourbon. What I realized at one point is I'm not naturally a patient person. And the things that I love dictate patience, right? There's no substitute for time. Right? You can't make a brisket in 3 hours. It takes, depending on the size, it takes 12, 15, 18. It takes what it takes. And there's no substitute for time with whiskey. It's got to sit in the barrel for years. That's the only way it gets good, right? It's a craft. It's an art. There's obviously elements of science, but it just takes time to get something good. So I appreciate what goes into it. I just love the taste. But part of it was something that I didn't have to deny myself. When I was denying myself a bunch of other stuff that I liked, no carbs in whiskey, right? It's empty calories, blah, blah, blah. You can argue all the bad side of it. I get it all. But there were no carbs and it's delicious. And it was something that I could enjoy and didn't have to deny myself. And that's when I went off the deep end on it.
So why don't you like good bourbon?
You just can't take like a really good inspirational story and just wreck it, right?
Of course.
Sure.
So,
Let me go a little bit further. Hey, look, you can do this with beer, whatever, right? I've got friends groups that were damn near based on beer, but half of them have switched to bourbon with me, right? But it's the community. And I can't tell you how many times I get my hands on a bottle of whiskey and I taste it. And my first thought is, oh man, so-and-so is going to love this. I can't wait to taste, to share this with such and such. Right. And the whiskey is about the friendships and the community around it.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
So here's a good question, Chad. I always think about it this way. There's a lot of people out there that haven't been drinking bourbon as much as you and I have. Right. If someone said, if someone said to you, hey, I really want to get into bourbon, where would you start them?
Well, my gateway bourbon was back in the day was Basil Hayden, and so I'd be tempted to start there. Something
One of my favorites
decent,
on
but
the
low
planet.
proof, easy drinker. I might put it on the rocks for them to begin with, but you know, you get into something like that, and then you got to start. You got to go with the classic bourbon. You got to go with the weeder. You got to try some different stuff and start figuring out their palate, and take them on the journey. In my opinion.
All bourbon and stuff is like wine. It's such a pain in the ass because you got to go buy a bottle, bet that you're gonna like the damn thing, and there's a lot of bad bourbon.
You go buy a bottle. If you don't like it, you send it to me. This is very easy.
So my bottles that I don't love, and I rarely buy anything that's a huge gamble, but the ones that I don't love end up going into old fashions.
Old fashions are my favorite drink of all time, by the way. That's
See,
my
Chad,
favorite.
I did an infinity barrel. So anything that I end up not liking, I just combine into a barrel. I age it a little bit more, and it comes out fantastic.
Okay. So I take a little different approach on my infinity. Only bottles that I really like go in my infinity.
Yeah. Same with me.
So
what I do is the last drink of every bottle that I love goes into an infinity barrel or bottle.
Okay, this all confuses me. Who doesn't finish the fucking bottle?
You finish it.
You poured it into something else. That's not finishing it.
Now, Keith, what's your philosophy on what goes in the infinity? Is it all bourbon? Do you mix bourbon and rye?
I don't mix rye in mine. Mine's all bourbon.
Same.
Right. So I can't cross over, but there's some single barrels, some small batches, very few small batches, but a lot of bibs, a lot of store picks, things like that. Stuff that's the higher end stuff. And it's either a drink and a half, maybe 2 ounces at the most. And then it takes a good 20 plus bottles to get your infinity bottle about halfway full.
And so for anybody that doesn't know, the last 2 ounces of everything you drink goes in an infinity bottle. Once it's filled up, you take a pour out and put something else in. And so it's constantly changing.
Which is why it's called an infinity bottle. But the thing is, Donnie, you've got all whiskey is mixed. Unless you're getting a single barrel, right? It's all mixed anyway.
I don't mind the mixing part. It's the not finishing the fucking bottle part that I don't understand.
I don't think Donnie and I know how to drink a bottle and not finish.
Right? This person, right?
Wine stoppers are for quitters.
That is
wine,
the exact
wine.
phrase.
A bottle of wine never survives being opened. I'm different with wine.
Yeah.
Oh,
and bourbon lovers and these whiskey lovers that are so passionate about it crack me up because their shelves of liquor are like trophies, and they're showing off their freaking babies, and I'm like, dude, just sit back and fucking drink the thing.
Donnie, if I drank everything I have, I'd fucking die.
Eventually. Quit buying new bottles.
Yeah. I should quit buying, but I'm not gonna.
I will say, however you drink your whiskey, however you drink your bourbon is just fine. It's right. Everybody should drink it the way they want to drink it.
Drink the way you like. Yep.
So drink it the way you like it. Ice, no ice.
But go ahead.
Oh, we're definitely judging.
This is why I like vodka, right? Vodka doesn't have a distinct flavor. It doesn't change unless you put fruity shit into it. So you can go and buy an expensive vodka or a cheap vodka until you get to the really high-end vodkas. I mean, there's some smoother vodkas up there, but vodka's vodka at the end of the day.
Well,
so a lot of people with no palate do that. Congratulations.
Look, vodka's vodka, but dude, there is bad vodka. I mean, there's some bad shit. If you
okay, a valid point, because we had black-eyed pea vodka that was
oh god,
disgusting.
I remember that, dude.
Dude, it was so bad. Chad and I were at this event, and we
black-eyed pea vodka.
Yeah, these guys had a family generational black-eyed pea farm, and we're trying to find another way to do it. So they decided to make vodka with it. It was not good. It was not good at all.
How would you even think that
owner and
sounds
maker's
good?
like in the bar pouring it and like so wanting us to like it, and I'm like,
it's one of those when you're trying to be respectful, not make a face or anything because you're in his house.
Wow.
So there's proof. All vodka's not the same.
So let's go a little bit further with Chad. We know he's like into barbecue. He knows he's into his bourbon. He also is one of those weird Jeep Wave guys. So why do all the Jeep owners wave? Why is that a thing?
Well, I mean, because when you buy a Jeep, you unwittingly join a cult. Look, dude, I'm a jarhead. I drive a Jeep. My daughters are Aggies. I know a thing or two about cults, right?
Right.
So here's the history behind the Jeep Wave, right? The Jeep Wave, that's the Jeep Wave, right? 2 fingers up off the steering wheel. And the history of that goes back to the first Jeeps were war Jeeps, right? It was after World War II. There was a surplus. They were readily available, good farm vehicles, and they were cheap. And so a bunch of vets bought them. And it was after we won World War II. It was V for victory. When they saw somebody else, it was because a Jeep was probably another vet. And so it was V for victory.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
And then it just
I've never heard that story.
carried on to, to now we just fucking put rubber ducks on each other's Jeeps. So
Yes. Rubber duck thing.
And then you got the Volkswagen that puts the flower on the dashboard. You're like, why?
I've never understood the rubber ducky thing.
Yeah. Where did the rubber ducky start?
It was during COVID, and it was a way to just reach out and make somebody smile. And a rubber duck on your Jeep means another Jeeper thinks your Jeep is cool. That's all it is, right? It's like, hey, have a good day. I want to make you smile, and I think you've got a nice Jeep. That's it. That's cool.
I like that. I like a good Jeep, man. I hate the Jeep trucks. I think they are.
Oh, those
I've
Gladiators.
seen one that was done up with roll bars and everything. That looked cool. They're just generic
stock. They're ugly as shit.
Yeah, horrible looking things.
But is there something that guys can pass?
Nice.
Is there something that guys can pass to other guys saying, "Hey, I think you got a really cute wife, spouse, girlfriend," and like just something we can just hand somebody? Right? It's like it's unsaid. Like, hey, your wife's smoking hot. Here's a swan.
Just walk up and smack her on the ass.
What could possibly go wrong?
Because if you get one, you're like, that's a great call. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. My girlfriend is smoking hot. That's awesome. Right?
I think you should just walk by and just start high-fiving dudes. Don't say a word. Just high-five over that.
That's awesome.
So, last question, Chad. Why the hell did you get into software? Right? You're a jarhead, Jeep dude, bourbon drinker, barbecue. You are not your typical computer geeky nerd type of person. And
software's not a cult too, is it?
Yes,
actually. Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah, but talk to anybody about which one they use, and it's a cult.
Yeah, for sure. I've got a technology background, right? I was a computer tech in the Corps. I got out. I was a technician. This was back before everything could be fixed without laying hands on it. So I had to go to the office and actually fix. I was a field desk repair top, and I was the guy they could send to the executive suite without embarrassing the department, right? And so I moved up, and I've done something with technology ever since. And so I sold off the shelf software, did IT. But what I realized is that in some way I was using technology to solve business problems. And so now with the custom software, we're doing something really cool, by the way, where we still follow the whole process. We do the due diligence, the discovery. We figure out exactly what somebody needs. We tailor it to them, but then we lease it to them. So instead of them writing a big check up front, we turn it into an ongoing monthly payment. It's kind of like a utility bill. It's an OpEx instead of a CapEx. It's a business arrangement. We're not changing the process of what we do, but I love it because we dig in, we look at people's business processes. And what I love is somebody that's got a good, solid process, but they're limited. Their growth is limited because it's manual. And if you've done the work to nail down your process, to figure out what works in your business, but it's all very manual, you're using a series of spreadsheets, something like that, I can automate that for somebody. Not me. I got guys way smarter than me to write the code, right? But we can automate that for somebody and unlock growth in a business. And that's fucking fun.
Nice, dude. You love it when you can tell somebody's into actually what they do because of how passionate they can get about the topic. So, because he'll talk about software like he talks about bourbon, like he talks about his Jeeps, why the fuck he talks about the Aggies? Only bloody know that's the worst college. Has nothing to do with their sports, their academia, anything. Has to do with one night I was there at the Aggie Stadium around a bunch of punk ass college kids. I hate that school. So, it's pretty freaking wild.
They've gotten enough of my money. I'm a default fan. 2 daughters there, dude.
You pay more.
I
really was hoping for a slap sound in that.
I know that was an old one. I haven't updated it yet.
So. Like I want to.
So this is a segment we haven't done in a while. We bring this up. We all get these really horrible reach outs and people freaking sending you horrible pitch, and we call them pitch slaps. A gal on LinkedIn coined that phrase, and she made a shirt line, and I got one of her shirts that says "Pitch Please," which I just thought was a great freaking saying that I would wear around town. So we bring in just a couple of different pitch slaps, so you guys get to enjoy some of them. So my first one, it says, "Congrats on releasing 168 episodes of the Growth Mode podcast. YouTube just released a new section called Podcast Section that helps podcasters better promote, organize their podcast content. This is a testament to how much podcasting and YouTube have directly proportionally growth trajectory since 2020. Perhaps it may be time to utilize the proven ranking strategy and assess how your podcast episodes could perform if its listeners can find them on YouTube. That's where our company is using AI technology to provide valuable insights into key phrases when optimizing your title tag, blah, blah, blah." I've been on fucking YouTube in the podcast thing for months. I was one of the first, even beta testers of the podcast for YouTube. That's what happens when assholes don't do their research before, reaching out. They're just spam blasting a whole bunch of stuff out there. It drives me bonkers.
Wait, I think
I've been getting-
Stevie had a good one, didn't you?
I just have my like pet peeves that they all do. Number one, my name is not Doc. That's not my name.
What up, Doc?
Now, see, if you said "What up, Doc," you would get my respect because I would appreciate that. But when you say "Hey, Doc," we don't know each other, and that's obviously not my name. And they don't do Doc DOC, which would make sense. They just do the DR.
That's all automation.
Because it's all automation, right?
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that just automatic. I obviously know you are not a human. I obviously know this is not your thing. So like, I don't understand that one. That irritates the ever-loving crap out of me. But this one I got recently. It's very short because Donnie's one's on so long I was about to fall asleep. So it's short. "Hey, Dr. Stevie," it's a little bit better. "Took a look at your LinkedIn. Gotta say, you really should write a book sharing your journey and knowledge. My guarantee is I can hit number 1 on Amazon in 6 months, or I'll give you 10K. I'll handle everything: writing, cover, publishing, promotion, open to chat." Okay, so number 1, I already have a best-selling Amazon book, and it did go number 1, and it didn't take 6 months to do that. That was really easy. And so number 2, I get that exact same message from a different account every day. I've gotten it 5 days in a row. And I'm like, are you serious? Like,
Hey,
how
hey, Doc.
does anybody fall for this shit? That's
Hey,
my
Doc, does that make you mad?
He does. So this is my next one. It says, "What if there was more to it? What if it wasn't just about a commission check? What if there was purpose for your work? What if you could work in peace, love, and joy and make all the money you ever dreamed of? What if you no longer had to operate in fear, lack, worry, or chasing quotas each month? It's possible, and I can help you. That's what I do. That's what I was created to do. I've opened 5 coaching spots for $4.99 a month for 6 months, right? So it starts off.
I think that was from me, man. My bad. I didn't realize that.
Can I jump in here?
Yes.
I deal with these calls probably 3 times a week. Offshore companies wanting me to outsource my development to them, right? Calls, LinkedIn, whatever, right? And if they come at me the right way, I will sometimes respond. And what I do is I say, look, hey, good luck, but there's just not a fit here. I actually promise each of our clients that we will not outsource any development work. You wouldn't believe how many people go, "Oh, no one would ever know." I know. Are you fucking
right?
No, you know, I promise my clients we won't outsource develop. And you're going to tell. Yeah. Anyway, I deal with that shit all the time.
That's awesome.
All right, here's one of my favorite ones. It says, "I'm sick and tired of sales bros. Every corner of the internet has somebody trying to sell you their secrets to business success. The truth is there are no secrets, and anybody looking for them is going to be disappointed. Now that we've settled that, are you looking to get new clients for your business? If so, I'll be sharing my playbook exactly in an upcoming webinar.
I'll be sharing my secrets to business.
Here's what sucks, and now I'm gonna do it to you.
Do that though, because while they suck, I obviously got it together.
That's the best preface I've ever seen. I'm gonna preface with saying this is going to suck in about 10 seconds when you're done reading it. Right now, bro.
Plus,
Yeah.
if you say I'm sick of sales bros, you immediately told me you are one.
Exactly.
Oh, and they finished that one with a PS. Are you tired of sales bros or just me? Right? That's how they cap it all off. I'm like, let's just bring it full circle and show how much of an asshole you are.
Oh my gosh. I hate them, man.
And the last few weeks, I've been getting hit up by folks overseas, either about becoming an entrepreneur, right, and getting into some of these franchises. Everybody wants you to start a franchise now.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I probably at least twice a week I get somebody saying, "I love your profile. Have you thought about franchising?"
Yeah.
Like,
have you ever dreamed about being a business owner? I am a fucking business owner.
I know. Right?
I had another one the other day, and I can't find it. I've been looking at it for everywhere, but it was somebody wanting me to start this cow framework strategy, and you can tell that they totally just whatever list they pulled that I'm on was just the wrong list. But it was the funniest thing, because it was some sort of cow industry that they were targeting people that were in this particular industry. And I thought, all right, that's unique. I mean, I don't.
Because Donnie has a farm.
Right. Maybe it was the AI again looking at bovine.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Probably.
Wait, did I just make fun of my own last name? What the?
Yes. Yes, you did. But there was a guy. I saw a guy post on LinkedIn today. He goes, "Why do we have all these bad pitches come through? Why do they keep doing it?" And the answer is because it works. They do it on such volume that they win a percentage.
When they're doing 10,000 a day and they get 2 people to hit, that's all they needed were those 2.
That's all they needed. Exactly. Yeah, it irritates me because they are doing it because it works.
Yes.
Right. And then as business owners try something and it doesn't work, I'm like, well, maybe I just need to be like that because that works. You know what I mean? Which is annoying.
Well, and I used to try and correct him, right? And say, hey, there's a better way to do it, until this guy, came at me and he's like, look, this way works. He goes, I don't give a shit if you reply or not. I get my percentage. I know how many we need to send out to get our percentage response, right? They just don't care. I don't know how they sleep at night, but they don't care.
Do business that way.
They probably drink some of those mind erasers.
Probably the same kind of people that put beans in their chili.
I was trying to freaking do it fast enough so it'd totally bleep out that last part on you and didn't get that fast enough.
You actually teed him up perfectly.
That's right.
That was really good.
So,
all right, guys, we're doing common sense questions. So,
oh no,
some of these will be funny, but this is common sense. So you got to really think about the answers I'm throwing out here and see if you guys or the questions I'm throwing out here, see if you guys can come up with the answers. So, you guys ready?
Ready.
No.
All right. What has keys but cannot open locks?
Piano.
Yeah.
Nice. If a plane crashes on the border of the United States and Canada, where do they bury the survivors?
They don't.
You don't bury survivors.
I knew that
you
one.
guys,
I wasn't gonna
you guys are on a roll here. How can a man legally marry his widow's sister?
Well, she's dead.
Wait. She's dead, yeah.
Yeah. So the wife's dead. You can marry anybody you want.
He can. He's dead.
Marry the widow's brother. Marry the widow's uncle.
Right.
Wait, if the woman's a widow, the dude's dead. Wait.
Right. Yeah. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys are right. All of you are right. Every single one of you is right.
All the different ways we got that right.
All right, we're gonna step it up here now. How much dirt is there in a hole that measures 2 feet by 3 feet by 4 feet?
None.
True. I was actually starting to figure it out.
Donnie and I were like getting out the calculator. Well, 3 feet
Who's gonna reach for the calculator? It's a hole. There's no dirt in there. How many months have 28 days in them?
All of them.
All of them.
Fuck off. All right.
I think he expected us to be a lot more
All right.
stupid at this, apparently.
I didn't. Yeah. I did expect it from a few of you, not you, Steve.
Oh, don't name any names. Okay.
So you have pleasantly surprised me. All right. Let's see, you see a boat filled with people. It has not sunk, but when you look again, you don't see a single person on the boat. Why? You see a boat filled with people. It has not sunk, but when you look again, you don't see a single person on the boat. Why?
Was it on the showroom floor? I don't know.
No, because they're all married. You don't see a single person.
Single
on the
person.
boat.
Ah,
No, that's right. I finally got one.
you did.
If
You got one. It took you a minute, but you
That
got
was a
it.
stretch.
If you were to throw a rock into, hey, wait here. If you were to throw a white stone into the Red Sea, what would it become?
A white stone.
Wet.
Okay.
I told you it's common sense. All right. Here's another good one. What comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years? Once in a minute.
M.
Who said that?
Jed.
God damn you,
Chad.
Chad King.
I knew it was something like that. I was trying to figure out which letter it was.
All right. What belongs to you but is used more by others? What
Patience.
belongs to you but is used more by others?
Your opinion.
Sanity.
Well, unless you're a narcissist, then maybe you use this more than other people, but your name.
Somebody
See,
did.
somebody
Hey,
else got
look.
it.
Facebook user got it.
There it is.
Good job, you.
All right. What has a heart that does not beat?
Heart that does not. A dead person.
Think about food.
Artichoke.
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 Artichoke. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Like Chad's like on a mission on his thing.
He's on
like,
fire.
and there was a buzzer. He
Right.
What can travel around the world? Whoops, hang on. I got to go back and read this again. What can travel around the world while staying in a corner?
Travel around the world while
Staying in a corner. Like
A postage stamp.
Mhm.
All right, look, I got it.
Wah, wah.
If a rooster laid an egg on a pointed roof, which would it roll?
Roosters don't lay eggs.
Yeah.
Come on. What word is pronounced the same? I'm sorry. What word is pronounced the same way when you take away 4 of its 5 letters?
4.
That
4.
5 letters. What word is pronounced the exact same when you take away 4 of its 5 letters? And think about a letter in the alphabet that probably spells a word also.
That
Q.
didn't help.
Q.
Q.
You.
All right. What has
Bernie
one
Doll.
eye?
Mm.
What has one eye? What has one eye but cannot see?
Needle.
Yeah, a needle. Nice.
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 Oh.
He only got that because he holds one every time he goes to the bathroom. Shit, was that my out loud voice? All right. All right. All right. Here's another good one.
Okay, let's finish this off.
All right.
Wow.
Compose yourself, people. What's wrong with you guys? All right. If you have it, you want to share it. If you share it, you don't have it. What is it? What was that sound? We just get canceled.
I have to be somewhere in 10 minutes. It's telling me.
All right. If you have it, you want to share it. If you share it, you do not have it. What is it? It's
Time?
a secret. A secret.
Oh,
A secret.
All right. All right. 2 more. What goes up but never comes down? What goes up but never comes down?
Gas prices.
Not going there. Your age.
Oh.
Unfortunately, your age. And the last one. I'm light as a feather, yet the strongest person cannot hold me for much longer than a minute.
your breath.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Your breath.
So,
So,
'cause I'm good like
There you have
that.
it.
I'm good like that.
yeah.
Wow.
That
Couple
was-
easy ones.
Just
I
for
knew
you,
it was
Stevie.
coming and I was still not okay with it. I knew it was coming and I was still not okay with it. How many more weeks of that do we have?
Well, this is the last one, I think. Because Halloween's Tuesday.
Oh, cool. But I
one
won't
more.
be here. I won't be here Monday. So great. I can miss it. Awesome.
So we are likely not going to be hosting this next Monday, by the way, just because Keith and I will be on the road. So that works out for everybody. So we're going to skip
Cool.
1 week. So we're going to try something silly. We're going to try 1, maybe 2 rounds of Pictionary and
Oh,
see if you
shit.
guys can figure this out. I'm doing all the drawings.
Oh,
So this will either
get,
go
like
really good.
categories or anything?
No.
Oh, geez.
You're doing all the drawings? Thank God.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
We just got to
I
guess.
got it. So
Casper the Ghost.
yes, round 1 goes to Keith. So Christ, very hard to do with the thing.
Ice cream cone.
Dun, dun, dun. It's so hard with a friggin' mouse.
Fishing.
Goldfish. Fish bowl.
Fisherman.
Fish bowl
What
with
is
a
that?
terrible arrow.
Oh, rod. Fishing rod.
No.
Lure.
No.
What the?
Net.
Net. There it is.
Whew.
That's a net. That looks like if you look at it from right to left, it looks like a peace pipe. Like you're smoking
Holy
fish.
cow.
Okay.
If I could draw this by hand, I could do this next one.
Oh, that was just one part of it. Holy
yeah.
fuck. Coffee
Is it-
cup.
Those are ice cubes.
Mm,
Net sweet.
close.
Net. Ice.
Net
Ice
drink.
fishing.
Steam.
Way too hard.
I'm gonna get Netflix.
Did you choose a bad one?
Okay. Now you got the first word. There's one more word.
Okay. Net.
Netflix.
Netflix and chill.
There it is.
Uh,
That was really hard. That
That
was
was
really
tough
hard. I'm not going to try and do that again. It takes up too
Yeah.
much
I don't
damn
really
time.
feel that's what Netflix
took
and chill
the-
means,
you took
so
the
she's
hardest
right
one
off.
possible.
Okay, sure.
So let's talk about announcement. What's coming up this week? What you guys have to share, put out there, and to promote.
Well, I think you got First Thursday next week, right, Chad?
2 weeks, right?
Is it 2 weeks?
No, it's next. It is next week.
It,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's the
next
second.
week will be first
Yeah.
Thursday.
Okay, there it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rogers Roundhouse.
When did you start doing First Thursday, Chad?
I did the first one of those in October of 2010.
Isn't that crazy? That's how many years you've been
13
doing it.
years.
Nice.
And you know, COVID wrecked us for a period of time, obviously, right? But otherwise, man, like we've had weather kill us a couple of times, and we didn't do it the year the Super Bowl was in town. But otherwise, we've done it, you know, every month for what 13 years, I guess. Yeah.
Nice.
That's crazy.
insane. Different bars, different places, just cool all the way around. So for us, I know the big thing coming up is November 9th. We'll be in Boston for the Champions Summit. Stevie and I will both be there speaking. We've got 4 other speakers. Jennifer Rigo going to be emceeing at SoCo Art Lab, which is a art co-working space. So artists can go. They have full table set up so you can paint, draw, run your business, everything, and collaborate with a bunch of other artists. A really, really cool venue. I'm excited to go see that in Fall River. Stevie's got Mama Knows Best coming up.
I do. December 1st. Hey.
Are you still casting for that? Or did you get the cast?
No, we're cast. We're in rehearsals.
Wait,
Cool.
I didn't get a phone call.
Not yet. You want it to be a tree. This doesn't have a tree in it.
Mama doesn't like trees.
I am saving you for the perfect tree moment.
So I thought we got upgraded to a reindeer.
You are a reindeer when you guys show up.
Oh Lord.
I have hats for you.
Bernie, what happens on Friday?
Friday, we are launching Growth Mode Engaged, our second national network.
Woo-hoo!
So that's getting up, rocking and rolling.
Bernie, I love you so much. On Friday, I'm going to drive to a gas station just so I can get that baby launched.
Hey.
And I promise, right after our one training that Keith and I got to do right around noon on Friday, you guys will not see hair of us until either Tuesday or late Monday, because we're heading down to the Texas Renaissance.
More than likely Tuesday-ish.
So, and this is going to be our biggest group of people going. It's kind of insane how many people are going to be down there, but we'll be in full garb, full dress, and full debauchery. So it'll be a really good time.
So it's like every other weekend, but with costumes.
Yes.
Correct.
Exactly.
That's right.
Correct. Potter kettle on that, Chad. Potter kettle.
I didn't hear him answer.
He didn't deny it.
Oh, he said
He didn't
both.
deny it. Oh, last question, then we'll get us all out of here. Best barbecue joint on the planet.
Obviously, Chad's house.
Oh,
Ooh, thank
good
you.
answer.
No.
Good answer. All right, Chad, not
Okay,
Texas.
I
on
drive
the
to
planet.
Chad's house and then go wherever Chad tells me
Which
to
is
go.
by default in Texas. Not sure where you're going with that.
I'm just saying,
I just want
expand your horizons.
Chad doesn't know how to do that.
Well, no, wait. When you've already had the best, why would you go have something worse to expand your horizons?
Oh my
There you go.
God.
You already had the best. You're done with the rest.
All right, what is it? What's number one for you?
Best barbecue meal I've ever had is at Interstellar. But man, if you say the best joint on the planet, like consistently fucking amazing, I just don't know how. I don't think anybody's unseated Franklin for that title.
Have you seen how he makes this? I mean, his stuff is so meticulously done.
Did you know that he's one of the few cooks that will tell you exactly how he does it because he knows you can't do it?
That was the recipe for those ribs. I those ribs yesterday, Keith. Those were Aaron's stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
I've not had Franklin's, but I've seen him on several cooking shows and whatnot, and watched them do that, and it's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, I've done it twice. I don't think I'll sit in that line ever again. It was worth it both times, but it's crazy.
Snows is a freaking incredible experience.
Yeah,
too,
that's the next one I want to do. Yeah, we're gonna go down and do Snows here pretty soon. I have to get down there and see that'll
go before it gets cold.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, y'all have a badass week. Have some fun, Chad. Thanks for joining us.
Enjoyed it. Thanks.
Out.